Duo Directory is a foundational component for managing your user identities, both internal and external. With today's hybrid environments and diverse user populations, identity management can be pretty complex. As you can see in this diagram, Duo Directory offers incredible flexibility here. You can use Duo as a standalone identity store. It can act as an identity broker between your users and applications, or seamlessly integrate alongside your existing IdPs like Active Directory, Entra ID, and Okta to manage user identities. This means whether you're a small business needing a simple cloud directory or a large enterprise integrating with Active Directory or Entra ID, for example, Duo Directory adapts to your needs. It centralizes the user information relevant for Duo's authentication and policy enforcement, giving you a unified view and control over who is accessing your resources. In a few minutes, Reetam is going to show you how to configure and utilize Duo Directory in the Duo admin panel. Before he does, though, let's take a look at some uses for Duo Directory in your organization. In our first use case, we'll explore how Duo Directory provides a straightforward identity solution for organizations seeking a simple, standalone identity store. If your organization doesn't have a large, complex Active Directory environment or a dedicated identity provider, Duo Directory can serve as your primary standalone identity store. You can create and manage users directly within the Duo admin panel, providing a simple yet robust solution for securing access. This eliminates the need for additional infrastructure, making it an ideal choice for cloud-first strategies or smaller teams looking for an agile identity solution. Moving forward, we'll examine how Duo Directory enhances your existing IdPs by acting as an intelligent broker. Duo Directory can sit in front of your existing identity providers, acting as an identity broker. And what this means is it can mediate authentication requests, apply Duo's robust MFA and adaptive policies, and then pass the authenticated user back to your identity provider. This setup allows you to leverage your existing IdP investments while adding Duo's advanced security features, ensuring that every login is protected by strong authentication and context-aware policies, regardless of the application. And finally, we'll examine how Duo Directory simplifies managing access for external users without cluttering your main directory. Many organizations need to provide access to contractors, to vendors, or partners who shouldn't or who don't need to be in your primary corporate directory. Duo Directory offers a perfect solution for this by allowing you to create and manage these third-party users directly within Duo, separate from your main identity store. This means you can run Duo Directory side by side with your existing IdP, providing a dedicated and secure space for external identities. You maintain strict control over their access, apply specific policies, and keep your core directory clean, all while ensuring these critical external users can securely access the resources they need. I'm going to turn things over to Reetam, and he's going to walk you through configuring Duo Directory in the Duo admin panel.
Thanks, Scott. So let's take a look at Duo Directory. Duo Directory lets us manage users directly from the admin panel now. So here you see a list of all the users you have, both the ones that you've configured in Duo Directory as well as the ones imported from other ID stores. We can import users from a CSV file. We can also manually add users here. Once the user is created, we can add custom attributes for the user. We can set the status of the user as well as add them to groups for future policies. Once a user is created for the first time, we have an option to generate a code for them for enrollment or automatically send them an email that allows them to start enrolling themselves. Now coming to the user enrollment, we can configure the enrollment policy under the global enrollment policy or create a custom policy for them. With Duo Directory, we can manage the user's credential directly on Duo. To do that, we set the require password options When this is set, when a user is enrolling into Duo for the first time, they'll be required to enter a password for their account. Existing users can also set a password with the login to enroll option. Once they set a password, we can manage the user account from Duo instead of an external ID source. Now, Duo can act as a broker for your existing IdPs as well. We can import users from Okta, from AD, from any other external directory you may have. We'll get into configuring those directories in a bit. But when you have multiple directories, we want to set up rules on how different users from different directories will be processed by Duo. Currently in this example, we have active directory set as an external directory using the authentication proxy. So how do we select how the right store, whether Duo directory or AD gets selected? We do this via the routing rules. There is a default routing rule here, but we can create our own routing rules very easily. We name our rule, choose any specific applications we want for that routing rule. If we want users from a specific domain in case your company has subsidiaries, or if you want to allow contractors from a different domain to log in. If you want to whitelist any specific networks, you can choose them. And finally, you can choose the authentication source for that. In this example, I've created a demo routing rule. When a user is trying to log into Beetlejuice Duo Central, and they're from an email ID in the beetlejuice.local domain, then use Active Directory. Now we have this disabled. Let's go ahead and enable this. And now we can use the routing rule calculator to see what it'll look like. So let's say Bob is trying to access the Beetlejuice Duo Central from any IP address. He'll hit the demo routing rule. But in case he's trying to access any other website or any other application, he'll hit the default routing rule. So default routing rule acts as a fallback, and we can choose the authentication method here. For regular users who don't match any of the custom routing rules, they'll be authenticated against this source here.
Thanks for the great demo, Reetam. So that was Duo Directory. Together with Directory Sync and custom attributes, these three features are central to Duo Identity Lifecycle Management. Remember, managing your users' identities securely and efficiently throughout their entire lifecycle is critical for organizational security, and these three features can help you achieve just that. With that, Reetam and I hope you enjoyed this Duo 3 and 30 Bytes on Duo Directory. If you did, I encourage you to watch our other Duo 3 and 30 Bytes on Identity Lifecycle Management features, including Directory Sync with automated provisioning and custom attributes. As always, you can expect to walk away with a clear understanding of Duo features, how they fit into your environment, and how to immediately apply them to strengthen your organization's security posture, all in just 10 minutes. Until the next time, have a great day.